What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG. It's Wednesday, so this is a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men podcast. It's still our short, bullshit-free step out of our comfort zone to talk about all the emotional ups and downs along the journey to happiness. Hopefully, this is our midweek reminder of how dope it is to be black gay men who love black gay men. I am Jay the Gentleman. This is Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Now, let's get into the episodes. Church announcements. Tomorrow, we launch the new season 5 of Dear Black Gay Men live. I'm very excited about it. We call our Thursday live show Thirsty Thursday because I'm a thirsty nigga and I be flirting with everybody. But tomorrow we are doing something really special. We're going to have speed dating happening in the back room. If you follow us on Instagram, if you follow at Dear Black Gay Men on Instagram, you've seen that we had a sign up form. I'm very excited that we will have Lamont White joining us. He is the gay dating coach. He's going to be here in the back room to help one hopeful single find love and get offline. I think it's going to be really dope. And it's going to happen live on our show, 8 p.m. on Thursday, February 20th, I think is when this episode is coming out. That show is happening February 20th, regardless of when this is coming out. Then we launched the BBC, our new book club selection, for the BAM book club. It is 100 Boyfriends by Briantis Purnell. I have read this book. I have read it twice now. And when I tell you, this man writes the sex life that I wish I could have led in my 20s. I think I might be a little too old for some of the exploits in the book, but it's so good. And what we're doing this season is we launched the BAM book club at the beginning of the season. And then every week leading up to our finale show, we're going to be having a live show where we're going to discuss a different topic in the book. We're going to go live on Instagram at Dear Black Gay Men. So make sure you're tapped in. It'll happen Tuesdays upcoming. So make sure you tapped in and then join the BAM Book Club broadcast channel on Instagram so you never miss an update. As usual, we have new content every day on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a live show or a post. But also, if you are so inclined and you are able to, join our YouTube channel. We offer subscription levels at any level. And you can join us, and your contribution to us here by watching, by subscribing, by joining helps us keep creating content. And I'm really, really excited that we have so many supporters. I think next time I'm going to be putting names on the screen about those who have joined and support us. I'm really, really excited about this. That concludes our church announcements. Please govern thyself accordingly. So it's not a secret that I am manifesting a man in 2025. I am ready for a man. I am doing all the things to attract a man. I'm on some of the apps. So if you see me in your neighborhood, you can say hello. I might be cruising. I might be looking for some ass. So, judge me later. But I've done the soul searching. I've done the internal work. I think I'm pretty far along on my self-awareness journey. I have done my non-negotiables exercise that we talk about on the podcast. Now, I really do think all I got to do is just manifest my man. I'm calling it manifesting. You see what I did there? But I had this really interesting conversation with a friend of mine a couple weeks ago about what manifestation looks like and how it operates. And I think a lot of us think that manifesting is just, thoughts and mantras and all of that, which it is. It is that. But there is so much work that goes into manifestation. But in order to explain that, I kind of got to start at the beginning. So go with me here. But a friend of mine, I will not call his name because I don't want him to, I don't want him to be embarrassed if he hears this. But a friend of mine was doing an event. And I really respect and admire this particular person. He lives his truth in a way that I don't know that I would have had the courage to do. And so he was doing this event, and full disclosure, he was wearing high heels, like sky high heels. And I was so impressed that he just stayed up there. But I, poked my head backstage before his event started, and he is, getting ready as people would. He is not doing drag. He just, he's a butch queen in high heels. And as he's fumbling with the little latch on the side, because they're always so difficult to put on. Apparently, I don't wear high heels that often. I've only worn them twice in my life. But I was like, "Do you want me to help you?" He said, "No, I got it." As he, continued to fumble, and but mind you, he is coordinating this event. So his phone is going off. He's got all these clothes on because he looked fabulous. He looked amazing. And then, and on top of all the things that are happening around him, people asking him questions, now he's got to put on his shoes. And so I said, again, you want, I can help you because I'm in boy clothes. Like, I'm wearing some J's. I ain't doing shit. And I was just standing there saying, hey. He said, no, I got it. Third time, I was like, let me help you. Let me help you put this shoe on. And sure as shit, as soon as I knelt down to help him latch it, his phone went off. Somebody needed something. He had to go somewhere. It was just so many things happening because he was in high demand. This was his event. And all of that happened. Of course, I'm being a gentleman because that's what I do. But needless to say, the event ended up going off without a hitch. Later that weekend, because I was, this was when I was traveling and he was putting on a whole conference full of events. Later that weekend, we got to talking about manifestation and how he and I are both attempting to manifest a good man this year. But what I told him, not that I'm the guru of manifestation, but what I do know about being a man is that a man is looking for a good man. Now, there's some fuck boys, there are some hood niggas out there, there's some down dirty, dusty niggas on the planet, but a good man is looking for a space in your life where he can activate. Every single one of us. We are looking for a space in your life where we can activate because, something inside a man. And it's not to say that it's exclusive to cis men. It's not saying this is masculinity, but just there's something inside a man that is looking for how can I be of service to this person that I have feelings for? And I would wager that sometimes our culture just isn't set up to truly appreciate and respect that. What I know is this example, the high heel story, was just one example of how we as Black men may or may not make it easy for a good man to find us. Black men have a hard time leaning on folks. We have a hard time relying or needing something from somebody, whether it is helping you put on your shoes or laying out your clothes or asking for help or asking for money. A good man has a hard time doing that. Our response to life around us is hyper independence. But the gotcha about hyper independence is that that's our trauma response. It's because years of being Black and being gay, being men in a society that says that our combination of these three things is never good enough. So what do? We make sure we don't need nothing from nobody. But the hard part about not needing anything from anybody is you end up not having anybody to need anything from. Sometimes as I'm talking, like I'm literally talking to myself. When you say you're manifesting a man, you can't just magic him and he will appear. You can't just, charmed your way, power of 3 your way through and, a man appears. What you're actually doing, the work that goes into manifestation, is you got to make a space in your life for a man. Now, that's not to say a lot. Now, when I say that, a lot of people are thinking that you have to have a deficit. You got to need something. And I'm not saying you got to need anything from anybody, but you got to create space for a man in your life. And when I say I'm manifesting, what I am saying to myself on my own journey is I am actively being aware of the opportunities that are created for a man to show up. And sometimes I think we don't have an awareness around that. That is what happened with my friend when he was putting on his shoes. He had probably buckled those shoes by himself for years, many, many times. I'm certain that this was not the first time he wore those shoes or shoes of that same kind. Like, he had probably just created a muscle in his life where, I don't need nothing from nobody. Definitely don't need anybody helping me with my shoes. So when a gentleman comes along that says, I can help you with that, your default response is, no, I'm good. Hyper independence. But I think the bigger lesson is how we have to unlearn some of the things that trauma taught us in order to find these relationships. I'm Virgo, so I'm a perfectionist. I'm hypercritical. I always see the good in people. I tend to attract a project. And I had to unlearn a whole lot of my Virgo-ish ways in order to evolve, right? But I think we have to unlearn some of the trauma responses to life that life has taught us. There is not a man that I've spoken to that is, I don't need a man for absolutely nothing, who has a man. Every man that I know in a successful relationship, they are together, they love each other, they affirm each other. Both of them will say, I need my husband for something. It's not that if he don't cook, I'ma starve, but it is that I know he gonna cook. And so I've created a space in my life where he cooks for me. It's not that I can't drive, but it's that he likes to drive, and that is a space that I have created for him. It's not that I can't pay my bills, but he manages the household finances, and that is a space I've created for him. And so when you're manifesting, you don't just get the man, you have to become the man that can accept him into your life. And that is not huge gestures. You don't go through life and manifest a breadwinner and then he just pops up. It starts by letting somebody buckle your shoes, letting somebody hold the door open for you, being comfortable in a passenger seat, being comfortable in, the small, insignificant ways that good men can show up in your life. Because what happens is you get comfortable allowing, you get comfortable leaning, you get comfortable in connection with someone, and it starts small and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then eventually you have manifested this magnificent man who can do everything all these other people have done, but even better because you love him. Manifesting isn't going from 0 to 100. It isn't going from single to taken. Manifesting is carving out a space in your life where you are aware that a man can activate for you and then allowing him to do so. But we get all verklempt about that because, we've got these toxic masculinity complexes, or we've got, I can do bad all by myself, and I don't need no nigga for nothing, and blah 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 blah, and I got my own shit and whatnot. So you can take your independent ass on and get out the dating pool, leave all the good men for other people like me who are trying to manifest me a good man. But bro, sis, friend, cousin, bon qui, whatever you go by, in order for us to get out of the dating pool what we absolutely want, we have to create a life that says my ass doesn't need to be in this dating pool. If you can do bad all by yourself, be by yourself. If you got everything you need, be over there with everything you need. If you independent, independent, you can know what that means. But as for me in my house, I want me a man that can activate. I want a man that will make me feel good inside. I want to make a man that will make me feel soft and give me the warm and fuzzies that sends butterflies through my stomach. I want a man that that will do for me as I do for him. I want a man that may not give me exactly what I give him, but gives me the magnitude, the same magnitude. I want a man who we can be intense for each other. We can burn for each other. Like in that episode of Bridgerton. And my work as I am now, single, is to create space where I can be aware when that man shows up. I just got to create a little space in my life for a man to show up and do man things. So, dear Black gay men, create some motherfucking space. That was our show. I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG. The podcast is new every Wednesday. So screenshot this episode and share it to your IG, tag at JAI the Gentleman so I know you're tuning in, and leave us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcasting platform. It really does help us find new listeners. If you want to support Dear Black Gay Men, the easiest way is to join our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/@Dear Black Gay Men. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and then join. Any subscription level will help us create this content every single week. And while you're on YouTube, remember we have new content every single day. I am Jay the Gentleman. This has been Dear Black Gay Men Podcast, and I will talk to you next time.